Hello, if you're just joining us, my name is Victoria and I'm with the Geographic Resources Division in the Intermountain region of the National Park Service. This is the fifth and final video in a 5-video series focusing on the essential GIS skill of selections. This video will be covering working with selections. Here are our standard disclaimers that were read in the introduction video. And here's where we are on our path through the selection skill. In this video, we will be expanding on your skills by creating a layer from a selection, exporting selected features into a copy of the data, and adding a Set Selectable Layers button. We are now in ArcGIS Desktop version 10.2. When a map or specific subset of the data needs to be visually different, a new layer file can be made which will not alter the original data. The layer file allows the user to show only those features that were selected and draw those features using a different symbol. This method can be helpful when the goal is to make a map or to simply emphasize the selected information. It eliminates needing to create a copy of the data. We're going to start this exercise by going to Selection, Select by Attribute, and in our trails we are going to select a name, click the Get Unique Values, and down here we are going to build a query. We are going to select all from the database where the name is equal to Cactus Forest. I'm going to click the OK button, and you can see here that that is the Cactus Forest Trail is currently highlighted and selected. In the table of contents, right-click on the layer name and choose Selection, Create Layer from Selected Features. A new layer appears in your table of contents window. This layer will be named the original layer name plus the word Selection, so you can see here that it's Trails Selection. It is recommended that the new layer be renamed to reflect the subset of the data. So here we will call it Cactus Forest Trail. Once again, to rename the layer, I simply clicked on the name, highlighted it, and then typed. We can also change the layer to have different symbology or labeling. So here, I'm going to choose a different symbol. And when we clear the selection, you can see that this portion of the trail has a different symbol than all the other trails. The two layers are different views of the original data. The layer property changes, symbology, labeling, etc. can occur independently. The new layer behaves the same way as any other layer, but it only shows the selected features from the original data. Please note that this layer file is a temporary file that is saved in the map document. If you would like to make the layer file accessible to other map documents, you need to right-click on the layer name in the Table of Contents window and choose Save as Layer File. And now that layer file with that symbology and that selection will be available for use in other projects. Now in cases where a selection or subset of data is needed to make a decision and a snapshot of the data needs to be retained, it can be beneficial to make a permanent copy of your selection. In these limited cases, the user should export the selection. This method makes a separate copy of the data and should be kept with the project or planning files. So once again, we'll go up to Selection, Select by Attributes. We'll run the same query again. See here it's saved it for us. I'm going to click the OK, and you can see it has highlighted the data. In the Table of Contents, I'm going to right-click on the layer name and choose Data, Export Data. Here, confirm that we're only exporting selected features. There are multiple options here. including all features and view extent. For this exercise, we are going to do selected features. We are going to use the same coordinate system as this layer's source data, which is in UTM. And then we are going to tell it where to put the output feature class. Enter the text for the name of the new output feature. And remember to put the date on it, for this is a snapshot in time. Save as type. You can choose File and Personal Geodatabase feature classes if you already have a geodatabase, or you can select Shapefile. Going to click the Save button, and then the OK button. It's asking if we would like to add the exported data to the map as a layer, and we're going to do that in this case. We're going to change the symbol so you can see now when I clear the selection, the Cactus Forest Trail has a layer file as well as exported data. If we look here at the table of contents, we can now see that we have one data layer that has a copy of the data as a separate data source, and one layer file that is pointing to the original data that covers the same area. We have one final exercise that we're going to go over, which is adding a Set Selectable Layers button to the toolbar. The user can add this tool to simplify controlling what layers are selectable or not. In order to add this tool, the user will need to customize or add in the button on their toolbar. You do not need to have administrative rights to do this function. On the main menu toolbar, select Customize, Customize Mode. When the Customize dialog box appears, left-click on the Commands tab, and in the box for Show Commands Containing, start typing Set Selectable Layers. Click on the text Set Selectable Layers in the box under the word Commands on the right side of the dialog box. Then drag and drop that button onto a toolbar. I recommend that you place it to the right of the Clear Selections button. You can see that little black eye-shaped is going to be where that button is placed. Click the Close button on the Customize dialog box. To use the Set Selectable Layers tool, click the Set Selectable Layers button. You can now see which layers are selectable. You can clear all layers, select all layers, or just select specific layers that you want to be selectable. This gives you a lot more control and happens to be one of my favorite tools. We're going to click the Close button, and this is going to conclude our final exercise in our 5-video series. So just to review, in this video we created a layer from a selection, we exported the selected feature into a copy of the data, we also added a Set Selectable Layers button. This concludes our Essential GIS Skills Selections video series. Thank you for watching. We hope this was helpful, and we will talk to you during our next Essential GIS Skills video series.